Check out our starting lineup for the Living Legends. Josh Say leads things off, followed by Brock Susko. Alex Supa will bat third. Aaron Parker on the cleanup spot. Sugahara fifth. Rodriguez sixth. Mark seventh. Andrews eighth. Castillo ninth. And Sam Bobbick rounds out the lineup today for these Living Legends. Winner of this one will take on the Banditos, 5 o'clock right here on Osceola County Stadium. At least the scheduled start time. Josh Say trying to get things started. Pitch outside, a ball. Called strike three. So Say, don't you say, he's down on strikes. Ricardo Collado getting a strikeout, and that brings up Brock Susko. Popped up. Big spot for both these teams, trying to advance. Chance to take on the Banditos. Team Siege. They qualified for this tournament, winning the NABC Select Super NIT back in November. They finished second in South Florida. They went to Texas and won that NIT as well. The Florida State champions. Two and one. Popped up. And the play made. Round number 2 of the inning. By the shortstop, Ariel Garcia.
The batting for the Living Legends, number 18, Alex Supia.
Alex Supia. Smooth stroke. This one hit well to the gap. And it's rolling all the way to the wall. Big swing. Supia in at third with a triple. and a chance for the Living Legends and Alex Greco's team to score the first run here in the quarterfinals. Aaron Parker, our extra hitter now. Hit by pitch.
Batting the Living Legends, number 4, Rohan Santino.
Let's go, Rob!
2-0 with runners on the corners. And Rohan Sangrina at the plate. Two and 0. Back to the shortstop. They'll tag the bag and they'll retire the side. 2 left on board. Team Siege coming to the plate. Bottom of the first, and they come back.
USSSA is the stage where the nation's top sports stars shine for the country to see. On the diamond, the top baseball players are looking to be chosen by the Select 30 and compete as a team at the National Amateur Baseball Championships. In Fast Pitch, USA Elite Select in the World Fast Pitch Championships brings together premier players and teams from across the country to play for the title and continue their dream of one day playing professional softball. While Nationwide Conference USSSA hosts the stars of slow pitch softball. Take your game to the next level. Play the best. Play USSSA.
All right, Matt Trebuchan, trying to make sure we clarify the bracket play here. Team Siege coming to the plate. Starters for this talented team out of Florida. Joel Perez leads things off. Ariel Garcia bats second. Colon in the 3-hole. Nicholas Regalado fourth. Nathan Smith fifth. Darian Fuemos sixth. Jack Clark will bat seventh. Tyler Richmond eighth. Nelia Peralta, the only female in this year's tournament, batting ninth. Calado, the pitcher, 10th, and Michael Taylor rounds out the lineup. So Joel Perez will lead things off. So important to pitch as well. It's Castillo can to start this contest. Andrew Castillo getting the start. Ooh, high and tight. 1 and 2 now. And he's down on strikes. Same start. Both these pitchers getting off to a great start. Look at this pitch.
Number 16, Ariel Garcia.
Beautiful throw. Ariel Garcia at the plate. Two and one. Foul back. Only one out here. Bottom of the first inning. Team Siege looking for their first hit. There's a walk.
Batting for Team Siege, number 9, Brian Cologne.
So both teams with a base runner. Ariel Garcia, the shortstop, getting aboard with a walk. And Brian Cologne hit by pitch.
Batting for Team Siege, third baseman number 27, Nicholas Regalado.
Nicholas Regalado. Two on, one out. Popped up on the infield, short center. It does fall down, and the bases are loaded. That's the first hit of the contest for Team Siege. They got them loaded up. There they are, loaded up. Regalado over at first. Brian Cologne at second. And Ariel Garcia, the shortstop, over at third. Bouncer to the shortstop. Bobbled on the infield. Everybody's safe.
RBI single brings up left fielder number 12, Darian Fumero.
So the first run of the game comes in. Darian Framo, left fielder at the plate now. A big spot here for the Siege. Trying to score the first run of the contest. Two and 0. Up and in. And a called strike, a big one there with it being 3-0 and no place to put. Darian Fuemo, the left fielder, 3-1. Jammed him. This could be tricky, though, on the infield. They're going to have to hurry to make the throw, and they will make it. Nice throw by Kevin Andrews to get the out, but the second run comes in. And it's now 2-0. Is Jack Clark the right fielder is at the plate? Runners at second and third. Jack Clark, chance to pick up 2 more for Team Siege here. Clubbed into the corner. It is hit deep, and it goes all the way to the wall. 2 more coming in. Clark, he's headed to third. And he's in there safely with a base-clearing triple. It's 4-0, Siege on top. Beautiful at bat. Is Tyler Richmond. Comes to the plate as the 8th hitter of the inning. Popped up and it drops. Another hit. So 5 runs here in the first inning for Team Siege. Nelia Peralta, the batter. She takes the pitch up and inside. The runner goes, and there is a stolen base. Tyler Richmond in at second. Three and 0. And Nelia Peralta in the 9-hole drawing a walk. Not the start that Andrew Castillo had envisioned. The pitcher in the 10-hole, Ricardo Collado. Tap to first, across the diamond, side retire, but not before. 5 runs come in to start the contest. It's 5-0, headed to the second here at the National Amateur Baseball Championships.
First challenger.
Uh-oh. Seems kind of heavy, don't you think?
We might need to cut this up.
Out of zero, pretty light. I don't know. Maybe the other side?
That should even
that
out.
should make it right.
Yeah, Adi Zero, 1-0.
Next competitor.
Time to get the cutting on this one, too. Still no comparison.
No way the coach is letting me on the field with this.
Might be in the dugout with it.
We can go one more.
Ooh. Get a couple curls in.
You got to get big out here.
Big but fast, though. Adi
Zero.
Zero. You can cut something off for that.
We're going to cut the tongue and everything. No comparison.
Still rock bottom.
That just happened.
Lighter the cleat, faster the game. It's no competition. I'm out of here. Enough said.
Having a great time. A little youth baseball here in Kissimmee. Some of the best youth baseball players in the country are here. As we begin the second, let's check in down on the field with our own Jade Smith. Jade.
Thanks, Bernie. Team Siege's team motto is to work hard and play hard. That motto is actually very accurate for this team with an overall record of 82-1 for going into this game. Bernie?
Hey, it seems like you and Team Siege two things in common.
Now batting for Living Legends, number 44, Gabe Rodriguez.
Living Legends at the plate. Gabe Rodriguez leading things off. Rodriguez, Marks, and Kevin Andrews, your batters. Ground ball to third base. And Elliot Peralta in the game over at first base now. Making a nice glove. She also pitches for this Team Siege squad as well. Team Siege hoping that they are going to remain here on the diamond for our later game and face the South Texas Banditos. One out. Mikey Marks, left fielder at the plate, swing and a miss. A big, healthy cut there. Beautiful pitch follow there by our talented crew. Big Mike grounds it to the shortstop. And the throw is laid over to first. Ariel Garcia double pumped. And Mikey Marks runs far too quick. And he is going to become the third base runner of the contest. Second hit. Take another look. Came in, charged for it the whole way. And to center, back-to-back hits. Kevin Andrews with a base hit there. Andrew Castillo, the pitcher. Andrew Castillo, the starting pitcher. There is another base hit. And look at this answer for the Legends. They got them loaded up here in the second inning. Andrew Castillo right back up the middle. Got a 5-0 lead, but this loads the bases. And so Team Siege a little bit of a challenging spot here. Tyler Richmond On a pitch. Pitching to Sam Bobbick. Get a courtesy runner for the pitcher. They're going to bring on Matthew Hudel on a run. Slow roller. They tag the player. Throw is too high, and two are going to come in to score. That could have been the final out of the inning. But instead, the Living Legends are back living in this one, as they scored 2 runs on the errant throw. What could have been an inning-ending double play. This is a line just like they wanted. Sam Bobbick grounded it right to the second baseman, Joel Perez. And then things fell apart. High throw, nothing that Nelia Peralta could do there. It looks like they're still discussing that final play. Maybe potentially if the tag was applied. Looked for sure like it should have been at least the second out. Tag was applied. And as the throw sailed away, it's going to go into right field.
Batting for Living Legends, reporting Josh Jay.
And the runner advancing to second on the overthrow that went out of play. All right, and with an update of what just happened, let's check in once again down in the dugout with Jade Smith. Jade?
Thanks, Bernie. Yeah, I just spoke with the coach, and they said that because of the error on the overthrow, they had to make sure that the runner moved from first to second, just to be sure with all the rules and plays of the game. They had to just double check. Bernie?
Thank you, Jade. And with the throw going out of play, the runner does advance to second. It's a big change of events. Could have been the final out, 5-0 score. Instead, the Legends are very much alive here in this contest, down by just 3. Another good pitch. It's called a strike. Popped up, and this one falls as well. And the Legends try to score another. Here's the throw to the plate. It's waiting. The tag is there. And Sam Bobbick is out at home. Nathan Smith applies the tag, but a nice throw coming in from Darian Fuermo out in left field. No, excuse me, the third baseman, Tyler Richmond, fires it in. Nathan Smith applies the tag, and it's 5-2 headed to the bottom of the second. We are back. Clouds off in the distance here. Osceola County Stadium. Burning up there. Jade Smith, Jim Duquette will join us a little later today. Living Legends getting 2 more back on the board here. Trying to work their way right back into the contest. Just a great day for baseball, and we're glad you're with us as well. Team Siege scored 5 runs in the first, back to the plate after that explosive start. Michael Taylor, extra hitter now. Bottom of the lineup for Team Siege. Taylor, call him White Shadow. Cardinal fans said his most memorable baseball moment. He had 14 home runs out at Fort Myers, Florida. Three and one. Ball 4.
Batting second baseman number 21, Joel Perez.
So the back to the top of the lineup. And Joel Perez now. Struck out in his first plate appearance. First pitch swing lifted out to left. One on, one out. Mickey Marks making the catch out of left field here in the bottom of the second inning. That'll bring Ariel Garcia to the plate. Ball gets away. Runner's going to hold at second. Can Joel Perez come through with a big hit here and drive home the 6th run of the game? One ball, one strike, one out. Line to left. This is going to score a run. Michael Taylor makes it 6-2. The throw to second base is there, and he slides under it. Gets in safely. Ariel Garcia with a double. I'm sure they're discussing that slide in at second base. Looked to be pretty close. Here's another look. It looks like from that angle he was safe. So Garcia at second, Bryant Cologne now. El Nini from Aguas Puentes, Puerto Rico. Hit by pitch in his first plate appearance. Bryant Cologne also boxes as his second sport. Three and oh. Base on balls. And the inning continues, only one out. Joel Perez was retired when he flew out to left field. And Jaden Greco is going to come in to throw as the new pitcher. Jaden Greco coming to the game. Big spot here. Legends scored 2 in the top of the inning. Trying to stay right here with Team Siege. So Greco getting a couple of warm-up tosses. As he gets set to face Nicholas Regalado for Team Siege. So here's Regalado with a run already in this inning. From Hialeah, Florida, Miami Marlins fan. Greco 1-0, 2-0. Now misses with his first 2 pitches. Ball 4. Bases loaded up.
Batting for Team Siege, catcher number 13, Nathan Smith.
So Regalado gets aboard at first and loads him up, and here's Nathan Smith, who doubled his first time up. Three and 0. Called a strike. No place to put the catcher for Team Siege as he tries to open up the scoring here in the second inning. Is it going to be a double play? Yes. Double play over at third. Gabe Rodriguez grabs it and tags the bag and gets out of a huge jam for the Living Legends. Take another look. Brilliant play over at third. That'll bring us to the third with the 6-2 score.
We are the game changers, the soldiers.
We are one and we are many.
We fight together for one common goal.
But how we fight?
Well, that couldn't be any more different.
We each have our own skills
and our own needs.
Which is why we choose these as our weapons.
A collection of the hottest tools to give us the power we strive for.
These are the game changers.
For the game changers.
We are one.
We are many.
We are DeMarini Nation.
Power to the players.
Next. What's up?
Expected wait time, 55 minutes. Your call is important to us. Thank you for your patience.
In the Nation, we know how it feels when you aren't treated like a priority. We do things differently.
We'll take care of it.
We put members first.
Thank you.
Join the Nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
All right, we are back. The fans, they're in the shade trying to enjoy this great game, getting a little bit of cover. Let's check in as we begin this third inning once again with Jade for more on the Living Legends.
Thanks, Bernie. I spoke with the head coach for the Living Legends, and he said the biggest challenge he's having is making sure that his kids don't beat themselves up too much about plays or errors they have, and once they do that, they have a greater chance to win. Bernie?
Thanks. It's so important to get a win here in bracket play because it is a double elimination tournament, but a win on day one certainly helping you out. It's a quarterfinal matchup. Winner of this one will take on the Banditos. Shot of our beautiful grass here. Everything nice and green after all the rain that we got yesterday. We're hoping that the rain will stay away today. Brock Susko is going to lead things off here in the third inning. He flew out in his first plate appearance. He hits a fly ball to deep left, and Susko is retired. Two outs to left. Alex Supa is retired for the second out. Aaron Parker hit by pitch in his first plate appearance. And he grounds it to short, bobbled, and no throw. Aaron Parker gets a hit here in the third inning. Rohan Sangria now. Siege trying to carry a 4-run lead into the bottom of the third inning. Pitch is fouled away. Pitch a little bit high. Bouncer to second, knocked down. They flip it to short. He'll tag the bag and end the threat here in the top of the third inning.
First started swinging Marucci bats when I was in AAA. I needed some bats to swing, and I heard about Marucci at the time, so I gave it a shot. I mean, just the difference in the bats were amazing. You know, it felt so good in my hand, it felt like an instrument almost. My name is Andrew McCutcheon, and I swing Marucci. Check out Big League tested and approved Marucci products now.
This is Adam Jones, center fielder for the Baltimore Orioles. When he's not playing baseball, he's watching baseball.
Sorry, right.
When he's not watching baseball,
watch him run.
He's reading about baseball.
I'm going to nasty.
When he's not reading about baseball, he's listening to baseball.
I don't know how the hell I would pitch that.
And when he's not listening to baseball, he's playing baseball. MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball.
There they are, Team Dynasty awaiting their turn here on Osceola County Stadium. Have a semifinal here next. They'll take on the Red Sox. That game's scheduled for 2:30. We know in the 11Us that Team Extreme Addictive, they will play in the championship. We also know in the 10U level that it's the La Miranda Warriors playing in the championship. But that's all we know. Still waiting on the final 2 spots for tomorrow's championship games to be decided. We will be on CBS Sports Network at 11 o'clock. Darian Fermero. One. In the dirt, it's 2-1. Two is popped up, and you can see the little frustration there for Darian Fermero. He's going to pop out for out number 1 here in the third.
Batting for Team C, right fielder number 22, Jack Clark.
Jack Clark with a triple. Trying to do it again. Nice pitch, 2-2. Beautiful. Jaden Greco has done well in relief so far, trying to keep these explosive bats for Team Siege at bay. They scored 5 in the first, but had only one more in the second inning. Tap foul. Chopped on the ground to second. Out number 2.
Batting for Team Siege, number 24, Tyler Richmond.
Tyler Richmond now with 2 away. Richmond takes a called strike. Trying to get a 1-2-3 inning, and they're going to get it. Line out to the shortstop. Kevin Andrews closes down shop here in the 3rd inning. It's a 4-run lead for the Siege, headed to the 4th here at Osceola County Stadium.
From a club perspective, you know, we have noticed the spike and have had a lot of questions. We have surmised that maybe the diagnostic testing has become more sophisticated, but clearly, the concerns, have to be assessed by people in the medical field. In many cases, apparently, the medical teams involved believe that the damage was done in the youth level, and then we're dealing with it now on the professional side.
1, 2, 3, meeting! Boys, let's go. Come on!
Back here at Champion Stadium, great day for baseball, and a little more on the Team Siege. First baseman, let's check in once again down on the field with Jade.
Thanks, Bernie. I spoke with Nelia Peralta a little bit between games, and she's been playing for 7 years. She also plays baseball and softball. When I asked her what's the biggest difference, she said nothing really, except obviously the ball and the distance of the field. She said she likes both of them equally, but what helps her do so well in baseball is the support she has from her team. Bernie?
Yeah, what a special story. Nelia Peralta, the only female competing at this year's National Amateur Baseball Championship. We saw her throw a no-hitter back in November at the NABC Select Super NIT, helping lead her team. Likely to see her throw as well before it's all said and done. Fourth inning. This is Gabe Rodriguez. Crushed out to left, and look at the ball fly all the way to the wall. This ball is gone in so many 13U parks. If they would have set a temporary fence, it would have been at 300. That one went all the way to the 390 spot. Mikey Marks is the batter. Swing and a miss. Legends trying to get themselves right back in this 13U bracket play contest. Another big cut. Two away after the strikeout. Nicholas Regalado coming off the field, holding his back. And coming in to take his place, Jack Clark. This is Kevin Andrews. Chopped foul. Singled his first time up. They throw over to first, over to Nelia Peralta. And out number 2 is made. We'll likely see her pitch before everything is all buttoned up here in Osceola County. Throw from the shortstop, retires aside. We move on to the bottom of the 4th, 6-3, the Siege on top here at Osceola County Stadium.
Let's go.
Come on!
Back here at Osceola County Stadium, 6-2 our score. There's the Red Sox in the stands. Nicholas Regalado, he left the field in between the top of the 4th. More on that. Let's check in with Jade Smith. Jade?
Thanks, Bernie. Yes, I spoke with the coach for Team Siege, and they said they're just taking precaution with their pitcher. Seems like when he turned, he just pulled his back a little bit. Nothing major, but he has to pitch later, so they're just taking precaution. Bernie?
First base number 2, Nelia Peralta.
Here's Nelia Peralta here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bottom of the 4th inning. And Jim Duquette, fresh off of MLB Radio, joining us as well.
Hello,
Lots
Bernie.
of action happening, I'm sure, around the majors.
Oh, yes, there is. A lot of weekend games, of course. But, yeah, good to be here. I've been watching some of it while I was doing my radio show. Been fun watching the Siege swing the bat today.
Obviously one of the big stars this weekend, Nelia Peralta at the plate right now. Baseball and softball, but pretty special at 13U that she's still electing to play the great game of baseball.
I love it. I love the fact that Miguel Cabrera is her favorite player, too. Yeah. Miguel can hit, so can she.
Just looked up, she's thrown 37 pitches so far, so she'll still be eligible to pitch either later today or tomorrow as well. She's got a smooth swing, doesn't she? Hammers this one into center field. She's out, but That's all you could ask for. You hit it on the nose, and sometimes it goes right to the center fielder.
Yeah, like that approach there. Line drive, center field. It was a good charge. It was, happens to be right at the center fielder. Didn't gap it, but, yeah, nice little approach there. See the swing from the side. You know, I like the start where she brings her weight back, and then you see the nice timing, a level swing with good balance.
And so that brings up Ricardo Collado, the pitcher. Started this game. Again, balance here. You're in bracket play, so obviously you want to win games. But you got to make sure you have the pitching for the final day as well. We see it sometimes that you throw all the guns you can early on just to make sure that they can get to that final game as well.
Well, you got to come into these tournaments with a lot of pitching and the ability to pitch on multiple days. That's important as well. I love Collado, the fact that he's a Jake Arrieta fan. We know how good Arrieta has been over the last couple of seasons.
These guys have been playing 60-90 for a little while now, but obviously the big step up. We just saw the La Miranda squad, who was so good. One of the top 12U teams in the country, battling is at 13, and you can just see the challenge of when they're 12 trying to make the adjustment. But again, these guys, they've been only making the adjustment for a year, and it's really a difference the field is dimensionally.
There's no question. We saw it a lot over the course of the season. Bigger fields, it's a huge adjustment for them, not understanding the speed of the runner, just the whole overall length of the game. It's a little bit more difficult. You see a couple more mistakes that maybe you wouldn't on a smaller diamond.
So Ricardo Collado draws a walk, and that'll bring Michael Taylor to the plate. Bottom of the lineup, 10-hole hitter. The neon colors are definitely in. This one lifted out into right field, and they are going to have to hurry to make the throw. They got him at second base. Ricardo Collado, it's not a whole lot he could do there. Popped up, probably assuming that it would be caught.
Well, nice play by the right fielder there, Sapaya, who I thought did a nice job kind of deking the hitter and the base runner, thinking that he might be able to catch it. You see him coming in hard, and he stops, catches it on one hop, and knows exactly what he's going to do. How about that throw?
Yep. Throw is right there, and of course, because it's a force, it makes it even easier. And a nice little pick there by the shortstop as well, Kevin Andrews.
Yeah, Andrews, nice heads-up play sitting there at second base, covering the bag, even on a base hit. Smart heads-up play.
So we're back to the top of the lineup, and Joel Perez, the second baseman. He struck out in his first plate appearance. And then he flew out his second time up.
Perez, I like the fact that he plays basketball and football along with baseball. That versatile athlete. I think it's important for guys to be athletic and play more sports if you can pull it off. Not everybody's able to do that, but I think it does help you in playing the game of baseball when you're playing other sports. Just to give yourself a little bit of a break and to train other muscles rather than training the same muscles year after, month after month after month with all this travel that goes on.
Every time he checks into the box, goes through his full routine. Runner going, there is going to be a stolen base.
Gets by the catcher there, Josh Say. Not an easy play for him to pull that off.
The winner of this game takes on the Banditos. Red Sox and Team Dynasty there next on this field. It's a double elimination bracket, so you're not completely out of it if you lose once, but the team that you lose to, you're going to have to beat them twice, potentially, again, at the very end of it. Yeah, the Red Sox awaiting their turn.
Red Sox from South Miami. Saw them yesterday in pool play right before the rains came.
Yeah. What a difference a day makes, right?
Well, beautiful weather here today, isn't it? Field in great condition.
You can see from some of the burnt areas, the field could use a little bit of rain. It's been actually a dry July, if you will.
Well, they were measuring the rain yesterday in inches.
Yep.
All across the area, as much as we got, not only here, but all around in the Orlando area.
3-1 bunted foul. It's 3-2.
That's interesting thought there, trying to bunt in that situation with Perez. You got 2 outs. Infield's back. It's a hitter's count, 3-1. I'd rather like to see him swing the bat, try to get that runner in from second base. But a lot of times you see guys trying to bunt. It also gives you maybe an indication maybe he's not feeling all that confident up there right now. And he follows the ball back and with 2 strikes. We'll see what kind of 2-strike approach he has. He's not just choke up, but move up on the plate. And you see that. I like that idea.
Played a lot of baseball, and I'm sure that you know, sometimes for these athletes, a lot of games in the books, but probably the realization now that the baseball starting to get closer to coming to its conclusion as school just a couple weeks away. So you want to have as many successful plate appearances as you can, and there's a successful one there for Joel Perez. Base hit, they're on the corners.
Well, ball was hit so hard, Perez ends up lining it right by the third baseman, and they couldn't send the runner from second base. That's a good call by the third base coach. Look at this. 2 strikes up on the plate, rips the ball down on the inside corner right by the third baseman. The ball was already on its way in as the runner was getting to third. That was usually an indicator for the third base coach. If the runner got to third before the outfielder had picked up the ground ball, then you could take a shot and have a reasonable chance of him scoring. If the outfielder had it in his glove and he hadn't reached third, you were generally taught to hold the runner. And that's what the third base coach did there. Nice play there.
Unless you got a speed demon, of course. Ariel Garcia.
Right. That's right. Those are always general rules to go by, but the speed of the runner is the most important.
We know right now La Miranda, they are in the 10U championship game. They're going to take on Rebel Baseball. And in the 11s, Team Extreme is advanced. There's a ball that gets away. The throw not in time, and a pass ball is going to lead to run number 7 for the Siege.
Well, nice read there by Michael Taylor and the base running. So it ends up working out. The third base coach held him on the base hit, but he got a good secondary lead on the wild pitch. Let's watch the replay. Here he comes, hustling in. You have to make that decision right away, and the pitcher gets there a little bit late, slides in safely.
Three 3-0, pitched a little bit high. Looked like it was going to be a quick inning, right?
It looked like it was going to be a quick one. You're right. Now all of a sudden you see a run come across the board. You have another one in scoring position. See what Garcia does here. I got to believe he's taken on 3-0.
And he's going to take a called strike on the outside corner. You like for them to be taken the entire way, or you want them to be honed in on one particular pitch or spot?
I'm swinging fastball here. 3-0, you got to make him throw a strike. 3-1, I'm attacking the fastball like that.
Double pump over at third, and everybody's going to be safe. It's a little too long there for Gabe Rodriguez to throw across the diamond and make that play.
Well, Garcia got down the line pretty well there, Bernie. That's the one thing. And so if you're the third baseman, you make a nice play to your backhand. The one thing you don't have, because your arm isn't quite developed yet, you don't have time to double pump. You have to get the ball down. Look at nice play to his backhand. He had to kind of wait as the runner cleared there, and so that difference there in the double pump was enough for Garcia to be safe at first.
Well, still was a nice stop there at third, because if that one gets by, probably a double or a triple.
That's right. It was a nice little play to save a run, and that's the silver lining in that. It's okay. You're still in the same spot, first and third. See if you can get out of this. See if your pitcher can get out of this jam.
Jaden Greco came in and really has been a shutdown pitcher for the Living Legends. They scored their early runs before he entered the contest, but he's given up a run here in the 6th. And they're looking for a few more here with runners on the corners, 2 away. And Brian Colon right in the 3-hole.
Colon's favorite player, Yoenis Cespedes, who just was placed on the disabled list for the Mets. He's having a terrific season until that point. Colon also does boxing as his second sport. That's a
How do you like
tremendous sport when it comes to eye-hand coordination, strength, toughness. You have to be physically tough. That's a demanding sport, boxing, to train for that.
Well, with him at home representing what could be the 10th run of the contest, he could get the knockout punch here and put them down to their final 3 outs. But it's a big yard at 13U for these guys to try to hit it out.
Seen a couple balls hit hard. One in this game, Living Legends. Gabe Rodriguez smoked a ball into left center field. Yesterday, in the game yesterday, we saw one of the kids crush a ball to the base of the left field wall, 330 down the line.
I think if it's going to leave the yard, it's down the line in right or in left, where it's 330 is the most likely spot.
It's a tough ballpark to hit a home run in, even if you're a professional.
Right.
This is one of the more difficult parks. Kind of emulates the dimensions at the old Houston Astrodome. Not quite the same at Minute Maid Park there, where the Astros play their home games, and that's more of a hitter's park.
Runner going, and the throw down is cut off.
That's where at this level you see the big advantage is stolen bases.
Right.
You know, the catchers don't have quite the same arm to be able to throw them out from this distance. The double clutches, you know, you can't afford to make any type of mistakes. You got to field the ball cleanly, get the ball across the diamond.
2-2, this is a gapper, and it's going to roll a long way, all the way to the wall. 2 more coming to score, and look at the wheels here. Brian Colon with a triple. It scores Joel Perez and Ariel Garcia.
Well, how about that for Colon? That's a clutch hit right there. He stays back on a breaking ball. It was away, but it was a little bit up. He puts a terrific swing on it and cranks it out to left center field, makes it all the way to the wall, ends up at third.
And now Nicholas Regalado found out from Jade, took him out of the game just to potentially get him in and get him a few pitches here. Again, with USSSA pitch count or pitch smart in effect here. Trying to keep an eye on these arms. I was going to say this should retire the side, but nobody's going to get there. The shortstop and the second baseman both are looking around, hoping that the center fielder, Brock Susko, was going to come in, but he was far too deep to come in and make a play.
Playing deep because we all know Regalado can hit the ball a long way, but then he also broke back And that first movement was just enough. He doesn't run well enough to come in and make that play. It's in shallow center field, and if you're the pitcher there in that particular situation, Greco, you go, man, I made my pitch.
Yep.
That ball was up there. You could have, if you were playing football, it would have been a fair catch. Instead, it doesn't get caught.
And it's a big run because now the Legends are down to their final 3 outs because Team Siege leads it by 8 as we head to the 5th. 10-2 our score here at Osceola County Stadium.
Each and every day you come out here to the park, you give everything you got.
Behind every good team is a great coach.
Our hands are not in here, hands are out.
Today's coaches mold tomorrow's leaders.
It's a lot of hard work.
We know the blood, sweat, and tears that go into the job. And that's why this season, coaches fly free when booking their team's travel with us.
That's all right, come on, it's fine.
Save time, save money, fly with the Air Travel Group.
Qualifying is on to be a Boomba All-American, and this year's USSSA All-American Games have been expanded to create more opportunities for more players. This year, there'll be 24 regional showcase tryouts that will select 2 teams per region with 12 players on each team, allowing the athletes to compete in an average of 22 innings of play during the tournament. Also new for this year is a 3-game single-elimination championship bracket. Get evaluated in hitting, running, and 2 defensive positions of your choice for your chance to qualify for the Boomba All-American Games. Get more information at USSSAallamerican.com.
We are back here, 10-2 score. Checking with G down in the field now.
Thanks, Bernie. Coach, you have an 8-run lead. How do you feel about your team's plate performances right now?
We're playing well. We just had some mental errors. But we have overcame those mental errors, so we're doing pretty good so far.
What did you tell your team before the game to get them ready for this one?
Well, every game we play as a championship game. We don't care who we play the same way. We play hard all the time.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Bernie?
Thanks, Jade. Like to play every game like it's a championship, right?
Well, I like the mentality, and I think that bodes well wherever you play, whether you're winning or losing. You keep that same mentality. It's not easy to do, but if you build it into your team, in the philosophy of your team, it makes it a little bit easier. From your coach, that becomes one of your expectations and demands. The only problem for them right now for the Living Legends is they're 3 outs away from having the mercy rule apply to them, which is not the way you want to end the game, but we'll see if they can come up with a couple of runs here in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, the loser this one's going to take on the Diamond Elite baseball team. The winner moves on and takes on the Banditos at 5 o'clock.
Matthew Hutel will get an at-bat here, the diminutive right-handed hitter. Takes a ball. Matthew getting that opportunity. Plays second base and also catches here out of Santa Clara, California. Loves Jose Altuve. I like the smaller size kids all seem to relate to Altuve, who's having a tremendous MVP season this year.
Well, just a couple months ago, this is where it all started for Altuve, getting set for the season, and we saw him make that type of play, right?
Oh, yeah, tremendous play there by the second baseman. Ball up the middle. Looked like it had base hit written all over it, but Utel had a nice at-bat there. Matthew Maloney getting an opportunity.
Yeah, defense certainly helps out the pitchers. And mentioned Maloney did not start the game.
Right-handed hitter out front of that changeup from the lefty. Collado. Actually, new pitcher there, Clark.
Yeah,
Jack Clark, rather, yeah.
Yeah, we thought that Regalado was, they told us that maybe he was going to come in and throw, but maybe with it being a 10-2 lead, they said, we're going to put in Regalado in a later game. Of course, these guys are going to play 2 games today. Maybe a little bit of an advantage. You know, the Red Sox, they played yesterday at 9 a.m. They got the whole night off before they played today. Team Dynasty and right now the Siege going to have to play twice on this stadium and the same day. These guys are young, though. They're used to it, right?
They're used to it. Long day, though, in the sun. And, you know, we'll see if the pitching can hold up. That's, to me, the biggest issue. And they're young enough on the position player side of things. But Clark doing a terrific job here as well as he's coming in and throwing strikes.
One and two, looking for out number 2, and Clark gets a fly out to right field. This should be the second out. And no, it cannot be caught out in right field. An error there. And they'll take it. Matthew Maloney in at second base. Looked like an easy play.
Well, right fielder not happy with himself as you look at the replay. The ball, it looks like he got a little lackadaisical, got underneath it, and looked like he might have had it. Then, of course, Collado ends up kind of misjudging it, and he'd been the starting pitcher moving out to right field, so maybe there's something to do with that. But the ball looked like it carried right over his head. No real wind out there to talk about. He just misjudged it. Maloney sitting there at second base. Nice job there. Nice piece of hitting going the other way.
Runner on second. Of course, today the opening ceremonies of Rio 2016 baseball going back in Tokyo 2020. Your thoughts there?
Yeah, that was a great bit of news there, having baseball back in the Olympics in 2020, softball as well, and you know that's one of those where we'll see. I don't think they committed beyond that, but
yep.
I think it's something that it's long overdue. They should have never been taken out in the first place, and I'm kind of curious how Major League Baseball handles it. They're going to be able to send any of the pros. I doubt it. They're not going to shut down the Major League season for the Olympics. So how are they going to field a real competitive team? That to me will be fascinating to watch, but good news. Nice pitch there by Clark, by the way. The lefty throwing a breaking ball down and in to strike out Brock Susko. 2 outs here.
Beautiful pitch.
How about that? Starting out on the outside part, comes in, down towards that back foot. Can't make a contact.
And now Siege needs one more out to close out this quarterfinal game. That's how it always works. You just need an opportunity. They're going to come through with a base hit, and that's an important one because it'll send us to the bottom of the 5th inning. An RBI single for Alex Supa, the right fielder.
How about Alex there? Nice job on the breaking ball, and he's their third hole hitter. Guy that drives in a lot of runs, used to it, and that's a terrific approach. You watch him hit the ball down the left field line. Love this side angle. You see him stay back well. Short, quick stroke. Didn't really use his lower half that much, but had a nice line drive to left field. Aaron Parker at the plate, 4-hole hitter.
Hit by pitch, single. He's gotten aboard a couple of times.
Boy, that is a real good curveball we keep seeing out of Jack Clark, the lefty. That's a very difficult pitch for any hitter, never mind lefty or righty hitter, to be able to square that pitch up. It's an exceptional pitch.
And this is the age that you really want to start developing it, right? 13, 14?
This is it, yeah. You command the fastball first, command the changeup second, and then you start introducing that curveball. And he's at an advanced level if you're throwing a curveball with that kind of break and that kind of command.
1-2, lifted a long way to the gap. This is hit well over the head of the center fielder. And the Living Legends are going to add a couple more. They got 2 in here in the 5th. Now it's 10-4.
Well, Parker finally made the adjustment on the curveball. Now, here's the interesting thing. He threw 2 real good curveballs. I'm not a fan of throwing 3 straight curveballs in a row. That's what he did. He threw the curveball again, and we know it's a good pitch, but you can't throw 3, very rarely throw 3 good ones, and boy, Parker made him pay for it by drilling the ball out to left center field.
Gotta love the hustle on the base pass. Alex Supah sent the game with an opportunity the extra innings. I guess extra half inning, I should say, after the fact that they were down to their final out. And now they've gotten a little insurance.
Adding 2 runs.
Yeah, big.
You know, I like the fact we just talked to the coach. He said, hey, we're playing all out. Not going to give up. We're going to continue to play hard. That's what they're doing here. They're putting on a 2 spot here with a chance to score another run here in the top of the 5th when they were on the verge of being mercied.
This is Rohan. A chance to drive home the 5th run of the game. Sometimes it's all working for you, right?
Well, you see that he's going back to that fastball a little bit more. You can't be so predictable. So Rohan Sanguinaria, big Giants fan.
Giants have been one of the more consistent teams overall the last decade, I'd say, right?
Yeah, they've been borderline dominant when you look at winning 3 World Series over the last 5 seasons. This is the 6th season, and it's been every other year they've won. They've won 14, 12, and 10.
It's all about staying in the game, right?
They've made some terrific trades at the deadline. They always seem to do that. The ownership allows them, the front office, to spend money, make deals. That's not that easy to do. They make it look easy, but they're good evaluators. And they have a terrific manager, a Hall of Fame manager, in Bruce Bochy.
Ball 4, and the 2-out rally continues. Incredible change here. Keith Rodriguez coming to the plate, and wonder how much longer Jack Clark is going to stay in this contest.
Now, Gabe, I saw this one when I was doing my radio show. Drilled a ball out into left center field. Boy, if he can do that again, he might drive in 2 more.
Short, right, caught by the second baseman, Joel Perez, to retire the side, but not before the Legends get the 2 important runs. It's 10-4 headed to the bottom of the 5th. On a sunshiny day here in the Sunshine State, and things are looking a little bit brighter for the Living Legends after they scored 2 runs in the 5th. Dade is now with our head coach.
Your team's putting up a huge fight through this game. What has been the biggest challenge for y'all?
You know, the biggest challenge is really we got to throw strikes. We got to hit our spots. When we make mistakes on some of these pitches, these guys aren't going to miss it. They're a good team for a reason, right? So we got to hit our spots a little bit better. Other than that, we keep our focus. We keep battling. You know, we can come back in this game. It's what we do.
What are your thoughts so far about your team's performance?
I'm feeling good about them. You know, we had a couple rough innings, but mostly that was, on the pitchers not hitting their spots. But like I said, if we can do that, if we can hit our spots, we'll be good.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Bernie?
Thank you, Jade. 10-4 score here. They are playing the bottom of the 5th inning. Because of those 2 runs produced, you got to love the fight for this Living Legends squad. At the end of the day, sport probably a biggest test of your character, right?
Oh, yeah, and you'll always love the fact that you can put together a couple of good at-bats late in the game, especially when you're not swinging the bat the way or maybe playing the way that you're capable of. You want to be able to show your true talents, and that's what they've been able to do here in the last couple innings.
Darian Famero picked up an RBI and a groundout, now flew out in his second plate appearance, coming to the plate for the 3rd time.
Well, to see the approach here for Team Siege, if they continue to be aggressive. They were last inning, took advantage of a couple mistakes on the defense. That's how they threw up the 4 spot.
One pitch fouled away. It's 1-2.
You don't really see, at this level anyway, changes of approach during the course of the game. Major League level, you might have an approach for the first 2 innings, change your approach in the 3rd based on how the pitcher's pitching to you. Generally, you don't have to be quite as specific here at this level.
Popped up. It's going to fall in a tricky spot, and nobody's around to make the play. Kind of fell in no man's land, and then, wow, that is really got to be disappointing. You got to hustle that one down to first base. He must have just assumed he was out.
Well, his coaches aren't happy on that one. You see the 3rd base coach heading in, wanting to know what's going on. There is no real excuse for this. Listen, I know it's a long day. You can get tired, but not hustling down the line. The one thing you can control is hustle, and that is the lack of hustle right there.
Yeah, it should have been just a little bloop base hit. Instead, it goes in the books as an out.
Terrific play there by the outfield to make the throw, and the pitcher to cover first.
So 1 out here, bottom of the 5th. They play 7 innings here in the 13U contest. 6 innings in the 10 and 11 championship. And Jack Clark, the right fielder. Takes the pitch high. It's 1-1.
Well, Jack got a nice stance, nice little swing and approach. Reminds me a little bit of another Clark named Will. He drills that by the first baseman and into right field. Ball's hit hard.
Yeah, that was a tough play there for the first baseman for the Living Legends.
See the ball hit hard. Getting down the line there a little bit. Sees the ball was hit to the first baseman, and as he sees it get by him, he decides to take the turn. Let's see a pitch runner here for the pitcher. Always like those speed up rules.
Going to be Nathan Smith coming on to run. Guess the catcher that always gets ran for, so why not give him an opportunity to come in and run?
Well, you can't pinch run Fumero since he didn't hustle down the line.
Yep.
It's kind of a hard thing to get him out there. Last guy made the out is usually the pinch runner, so they'll go to the catcher.
Yeah, it's odd, I guess. And the catcher probably one of the positions 12, 13, 14 that I'm assuming not as interchangeable as the others. So just not getting a whole lot of base running experience, I guess, if you're a catcher.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing about the pinch running rule. A A lot of times with the catcher, you maybe pinch run with 2 outs. That's a little bit more of a speed-up rule.
Right.
The pitcher, you do it maybe before that. We've seen a couple good catchers here in this tournament where they're in the leadoff spot running.
Yep.
Good speed, and generally they're a good athlete.
That's really impressed in the earlier game today by La Miranda's Van Dyke. Again, it's the La Miranda team that was on the younger side, just moving up here into the 13 age group. But he threw out a bunch of base runners. They ran on him early on, and he was up to the task. And you don't always see catchers make such great throws as you mentioned at 13U.
It's just a longer distance. It's a much more difficult throw. Same technique. It just takes a little getting used to. The arms isn't quite as strong.
Ball's going to get away. And the runner on his way to second.
You see the catcher there for the Living Legends, the left-hander. He's in the leadoff spot for them, Josh Say. But you don't see a lot of lefties just because there's so many right-handed hitters, and generally that arm gets blocked when you're trying to throw down to second base. But he's a good enough athlete to be able to go back there behind the home plate, whether he's righty or lefty.
One-two popped up, should fall foul, and it does. That's something that that you guys evaluate as they do get older, though, into college ball. Would that fall as a disadvantage if you were a left-handed catcher?
Yeah, it really does. Unfortunately, to throw down to second base is not the easiest there again because of the right-handers. I think that's a big part of it. But I would think, though, if you're Josh or anybody else that is left-handed and you are catching at an early age, it's one of those things where we haven't seen it, and I wonder if we ever will. I wonder if we do see a kid in the minor leagues that's a lefty thrower. Because it does have advantages to throwing down, let's say, to first base.
Runner going.
Right there's another disadvantage of the left-handed thrower. He's got to throw kind of across his body. And with the runner in his way, you see, he's calling for it up, and he's got to turn his entire body to throw down to third base, and then the hitter's in his way. Just a little bit more difficult, and a right-handed thrower would come out and just make a quick step and throw to third base, and that's the other.
You can almost step around the hitter, right?
Yeah. Step around him, right. At this level, you're just trying to find the best guy that can catch and keep the ball from going behind you as much, and so you're a little bit more lenient about having a lefty.
Yeah, because obviously you do throw down every once in a while to first, but the majority of the throws are going to be to second or third.
That's right. And that's what you want to try to do is prevent that from happening, and especially, again, because you're going to see more righties a lot of times, more right-handed hitters than lefties.
2-2 pitch. Scoots by, but not far enough. Nice job of keeping it.
Yeah. You see the ball bounce well in front of home plate there. You see Josh blocking the ball there, and then 22, Greco, the pitcher, scrambling to cover.
Jammed on the 3-2.
You see the infield coming in now. Every run important when you're down 6.
Yep.
Trying to nail that next run, keep it from scoring here in the 5th.
Yeah, you just got 2 back to get out of mercy rule territory. You don't want to give one more back here. Popped up to right field, though. Should score at least 1 run, and it will on a sacrifice fly. But clears the bases, and now you get a fresh slate here to get the final out of the inning.
Well, they can go over and appeal third base, see if the runner left, but no, third base umpire said no chance. So the 11th run here for the Siege. So now they're still sitting there with a 7-run lead.
And here's Nelia Peralta. She had a pretty smooth swing her last time up. Lined out to center field. It's got to be interesting because now she's playing baseball and softball at the same time. And obviously, from a hitting perspective, it's just obviously the way that the ball's coming to you, angle-wise, whether it's from above or below. But I would think that even in the likelihood that she becomes a future softball player, playing this baseball game is really helping her fine-tune her skills.
Definitely. The approach, the offensive approach is the same. Obviously, the angle of the pitch is a little different.
Grounded over to third, inning over. One more picked up by the Siege. We move on to the 6th. Jim Duquette will take us when we come back.
Each and every day you come out here to the park, you give everything you got.
Behind every good team is a great coach.
Our hands are not in here, hands are out.
Today's coaches mold tomorrow's leaders.
A lot of hard work.
We know the blood, sweat, and tears that go into the job. And that's why this season, coaches fly free when booking their team's travel with us.
That's all right, come on, it's fine.
Save time, save money, fly with the Air Travel Group.
Qualifying is on to be a Boomba All-American, and this year's USSSA All-American Games have been expanded to create more opportunities for more players. This year, there'll be 24 regional showcase tryouts that will select 2 teams per region with 12 players on each team, allowing the athletes to compete in an average of 22 innings of play during the tournament. Also new for this year is a 3-game single-elimination championship bracket. Get evaluated in hitting, running, and 2 defensive positions of your choice for your chance to qualify for the Boomba All-American Games. Get more information at USSSAAllamerican.com.
All right, we're back here at Osceola County Stadium. The NABC National Championships here. A USSSA tournament, and we have a pretty good game going here. Team Siege with the lead right now. So they sit there leading 11-4. Weren't able to push across the second run for the Mercy rule, so we go to the top half of the 6th versus the Living Legends. And really, the Siege has been able to put together runs in every inning except for the 3rd. They scored 5 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd. They went 4 runs there in the 4th and 1 this past inning. Weren't able to tack on the other one. We'll have a new pitcher here. We'll talk about him in a second. And actually, no, it looks like the same pitcher. He's a left-handed pitcher for Team Siege. And Jack Clark continues to pitch. He's shown a pretty good curveball here in the last couple of innings of work. Gave up 2 runs last inning. I think more because of pitch selection than anything else. Throwing a couple of curveballs in a row. 3 straight to 1 hitter in middle of the lineup there for the Living Legends. Made him pay for it. Drilled a double into left center field, and that's why they were able to score 2 runs there and keep themselves from being mercied. We have a new catcher behind the plate for Team Siege. That's Nelia Peralta. She started the game as the extra hitter, went from to first base, and now she's behind the plate. Eventually, we'll see her pitch at some point in this tournament, potentially this afternoon. And for the Living Legends, they'll have the bottom of the lineup here. There's 7, 8, and 9 hole hitters, and Mikey Marks will lead off the top half of the 6th. They're down 7 runs, 11-4. Mikey singled and struck out on his day so far. And the first pitch from Clark is up high, and we'll see this inning if he makes the adjustment, uses his fastball. It's such a good curveball. It's hard to not use it more and more, but you have to be able to mix up your pitches there. We see changeup, nice pitch there, but it's just a hair low, 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the 2-0, and that ball is just high for ball 3, and so Marks is ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. His favorite player is Bryce Harper. He's a Giants fan. And Mikey takes ball 4, so a 4-pitch walk here. to lead off the 6th, and that's not the way you want to do it if you're Jack Clark, who struggled a little bit with his command last inning and now comes up with a 4-pitch walk. That'll bring up the shortstop, Kevin Andrews, right-handed hitter. He's 1 for 2 on the day as well, single and a ground out. And there's another ball inside, so now it's 5 straight balls here to start the 6th for the pitcher, Clark. Mikey Marks gets a pretty good lead off of first. Here's the pitch, grounded to second base. First is a flip to short for 1, and a throw to first, double play. Nice turn by the Team Siege. As you see, Perez to Garcia, and on to Collado at first base. A terrific 4-6-3 double play, and just like that, Team Siege gets themselves out of it. You see the nice backhand flip to second, and the shortstop, Garcia, with the strong throw to first to double up the living legend. So with 2 quick outs, up comes the potential final hitter, and that's Jaden Greco, the pitcher, getting an opportunity to hit off the lefty, Jack Clark. Clark dials in his pitch for a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. Greco grounded out his last time up. Clark doing a nice job here, continuing to mix his pitches in this inning. There's the curveball. He leaves it a little high, 2-1. Greco has been on the mound for a couple of innings, done a nice job overall, keeping Team Siege at bay as the next pitch is up high for a ball, 3 balls and 1 strike. Greco, a Josh Donaldson fan. And there's ball 4, and so the second walk of the inning has been issued from Jack Clark. Luckily, he erased the first walk with a double play, and that'll bring up Sam Bobick as the first baseman. As we'll get a quick pinch runner. Matthew Hutel, who got an at-bat last inning, will come out and pinch run. Pinch run for Greco. And so 2 outs here in the top half of the 6th. 11-4 Team Siege. They're on the verge of winning this ball game if they can get another out. Sam Bobick comes to the plate. First pitch is outside, ball 1. So the last inning or 2, we've seen Jack Clark struggle a little bit with his command. Not unusual for this age group to have trouble on occasion figuring out the command. That ball is up and away. Ball 2 gets by the catcher, Peralta. And the runner, Hutel, goes down to second base. And now the coach for Team Siege, Pedro Colon, going to come out and take a minute, chat with his pitcher. Maybe give him another rest and see what's going on here. Talk about trying to finish his pitches. So one thing you notice the last couple of innings is, as you start to get fatigued, he's up there around over the 60 pitch count limit here. You start to get a little bit of fatigue. Your body starts to do things and doesn't come quite as naturally, and that's why we have the pitch smart pitch counts. When you start to get fatigued, then you start to risk injury. So it's important to stay on top of that, and that's what Coach Colon was doing there. Now 2 balls and no strikes here. Top half of the 6th with 2 outs. Runner on second base as the runner advances on the wild pitch. Next offering is behind the batter and to the backstop, so another wild pitch here, and you're starting to see the fatigue settle in here again for Clark. 3 balls and no strikes. So the coach went out to talk to him about finishing his pitches, and then he finished that one, held on to the ball a little bit longer, through behind the hitter. Sam Bobick able to get out of the way. And his fourth pitch by Clark is delivered high, ball 4. So that's 2 consecutive walks, 3 on the inning. Clark's pitch count up to 65, starting to show the fatigue. That'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Josh Say, who's been behind the plate, left-handed hitter, left-handed thrower. Gets an opportunity to get another at-bat here in the 6th. And there's a strike for Clark as he finally finds the strike zone and dials it in, a first pitch strike. And on 1st and 3rd here, 2 outs, top half of the 6th. Siege have the lead. They're the home team. They have a 7-run lead. Here's Clark's pitch. Ground ball to shortstop. Shortstop goes over to flip to second. It's wide of the second base bag. Perez can't make the play. Goes into shallow right field. The runners advance to 2nd and 3rd as it's backed up by the right fielder, Regalado. And now there's a little bit of trouble here for Team Siege as they have runners on 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs. Well, Clark, the lefty, made the pitch. He was looking for the ground ball. He got the ground ball. Garcia went far to his right to make the play with the glove, but just threw it wide of the second base bag. He's charged with an error as the runners advance. That'll bring up Brock Susko, the 2nd place hitter for the Living Legends. First pitch is outside for a ball, ball 1. Susko is 0 for 3 today, 2 flyouts and a strikeout. Right-handed hitter, has a couple of runners on base, see if he can pick up a couple runs batted in. Clark's offering is in there for a strike, fastball, 1 ball and a strike, and if he can just stay right there, that's a plenty good enough pitch to be able to get himself out of this inning. Again, aided by the double play here. The 1-1 pitch is a breaking ball down and in, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Well, Susko has been playing mostly center field today, looking for his first hit. This would be a timely at-bat for him and his teammates. And there's another ball outside. It's ball 3. 3 balls and a strike, so Jack Clark in trouble of walking his 4th batter of the inning. Lucky there has not been any more damage as of yet. And there it is, ball 4 as the ball's in the dirt. Clark really having a hard time dialing in the strike zone at this point. He's going to face the 3-hole hitter in Alex Sapaya, the right fielder. It's really swinging the bat well as third base goes in to buy him a little bit of time. And Coach Pedro Colon talking to his coaches, and he's going to make a pitching change here, it looks like. He's going to call timeout, talk to the home plate umpire. This would be they have a pitching change. We'll see if, yeah, the umpire, or no, the coach is going to go to his bullpen. Will not be surprised if we see coming back the catcher, Nelia Peralta. She's going in to go into the dugout. Looks like she's going to take the equipment off, calling in the left fielder as well. So they are going to make a pitching change. Score is 11-5. When we come back, we'll tell you more about the pitcher right after this.
First started swinging Marucci bats when I was in AAA. I needed some bats to swing, and I heard about Marucci at the time, so I gave it a shot. I mean, just the difference in the bats were amazing. You know, it felt so good in my hand, it felt like an instrument almost. My name is Andrew McCutcheon, and I swing Marucci. Check out Big League tested and approved Marucci products now.
This is Adam Jones, center fielder for the Baltimore Orioles. When he's not playing baseball, he's watching baseball.
Sorry, got it. I got it.
When he's not watching baseball,
Watch him run.
he's reading about baseball.
I'm going to nasty.
When he's not reading about baseball, he's listening to baseball.
I don't know how I would pitch that.
And when he's not listening to baseball, he's playing baseball. MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball.
All right, we're back here at Osceola County Stadium. Still don't know who's going to be on the mound here. It's been awfully slow for Team Siege to get their pitcher out on the mound. There's a couple things that need to get going here, but in the meantime, they're sitting here with a 6-run lead, 11 runs on 9 hits. They've committed 2 errors. And the Living Legends making a little bit of a run here late. They have runners on the corners, first and third. And 3 runs have crossed here in the last inning and a half with a chance to score a couple more here and put a little bit of pressure on Team Siege. No, they've brought the catcher in, Team Siege has. He is changing, putting on the equipment. Nelia Peralta, who was behind the plate, originally I thought was going to be on the mound. She is now going to go out to warm up in case she's needed. Team Siege was throwing another lefty on the mound here, it looks like. And this was a whole operation to get the catcher to go down and warm up in right field while the pitcher is still in the game. So all of that talk about a pitching change and all of the time that was spent was to allow the catcher, Nelia Peralta, to take the equipment off, get a new catcher in so she could go down and warm up. So now we're going to start play again. Clark is still on the mound. Bases are loaded. And here's the first pitch, and it's a strike. So the added time that was used to move players around maybe gave Clark the energy he needs to be able to dial in the strike zone. And there's 2 quick strikes, so quickly ahead 0-2. So the break didn't seem to affect Clark at all. In fact, it seems to have helped him. And you got an 0-2 count here with the bases loaded. Clark into the windup. The next pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. Nice pitch him there by them. So the break seemed to do some good for Clark as he's coming back, throwing 3 consecutive strikeouts after walking 4 in the inning. Score now 11-5 as we see Team Siege coming up next.
Let's go.
First started swinging Marucci bats when I was in AAA. I needed some bats to swing, and I heard about Marucci at the time, so I gave it a shot. I mean, just the difference in the bats were amazing. You know, it felt so good in my hand, it felt like an instrument almost. My name is Andrew McCutcheon, and I swing Marucci. Check out Big League tested and approved Marucci products now.
This is Adam Jones, center fielder for the Baltimore Orioles. When he's not playing baseball, he's watching baseball.
Sorry, got it. I got it.
When he's not watching baseball,
Watch him run.
he's reading about baseball.
I'm going to nasty.
When he's not reading about baseball, he's listening to baseball.
I don't know how I would pitch that.
And when he's not listening to baseball, he's playing baseball. MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball.
1, 2, 3, meeting! Boys, let's go. Come on!
All right, back here at Osceola County Stadium, bottom of the 6th, 11-5. Team Siege now, their lead has been cut into here. And really, Living Legends, you have to give them a lot of credit for coming back here and scoring 3 runs and pushing this game out of the Mercy area where they were close to being mercied there back in the 4th. And now they've closed the lead to 6. There's still the run rule is impactful here, potentially, as we get to the bottom of the 6th. Team Siege will put up the bottom of their lineup, and the first hitter is Ricardo Collado. He's been at first base here as of late. He started the game as the pitcher.
And we just saw Nelia Peralta warm up in the bullpen, so maybe going to make an appearance in the 7th inning to close down shop.
All that time in between to just get Nelia out of the catcher's gear so she could go down and warm up. The pitcher stayed in the game, and that little bit of time gave him a little burst of energy to be able to throw strikes last inning for that final out.
You see the nice play by Kevin Andrews there.
Yeah, Greco has done a terrific job keeping the Siege at bay. All those runs early really had impacted them and put them at a risk of losing this game early, but they've battled back. The offense has perked up a little bit. The defense is starting to play a little better. They got the first quick out. Greco throws the ball down and away for a ball.
Yeah, runs is as you often see in baseball. They've come in bunches, 5 in the first, 4 in the bottom of the 4th. That's probably the biggest thing even at the major league level. You just got to do what you can to avoid that big inning.
That's exactly right. Making that adjustment's not easy to do no matter what level you're at. And this Michael Taylor getting the at-bat here as the extra hitter. He's the 11th hitter in the Living Legends, in the Siege's lineup. He's 1 for 1 on the day with a walk and a single. Been on base both times. That's a good day right there to be able to get on base as the bottom of the lineup hitter, to be able to get on base both times. On base percentage of 1,000 today. He grounds the ball over to second base. Terrific play there by Sanguinaria. Makes the throw over to first for the second out. So 2 quick outs there for the Living Legends. You start to see the momentum shift here. I don't know if there's going to be enough time for the Legends to come back in that next inning. If they can hold it here to a 6-run deficit, they have
got a chance,
legit chance.
The defense really stepping up.
Joel Perez comes up here as the first hitter, second baseman. Aggressive swing there for a strike. He fouls it back. 1 for 3 on the day. Strikeout, fly out. He singled as well his last at bat. Perez, the short righty, right-handed hitter, a little open stance, gets himself ready. Drops down a bunt, tries to bunt it, foul down the third baseline. So quickly ahead 0-2, and so Jaden Greco doing a terrific job here, continuing the momentum for the Living Legends, pitching well here the last 3 innings, throwing strikes and keeping them in the ball game.
And that's what it's all about here at this point. You want to avoid any runs being scored. You think about the Legends, 5 runs on 11 hits. They have had a lot of opportunities.
They've had base runners, that's for sure. Swung on, lifted into right field. Base hit for Perez, so 2-out base hit with 2 strikes. That's a great at-bat there for Perez, and second hit of the day.
Nice job of just going with what he was given. Takes an outside pitch, hits it the opposite way, and now gets the shades now that he's gone over to first base to run. You got to look cool when you're on board.
Got to have the base running shades on, Bernie. Very important when you're sliding into second base to have the shades on.
It's amazing how the style has changed over the years,
I haven't
right?
quite seen that before, putting the sunglasses on before you run. Usually you see a change in batting gloves.
Yep.
Take the batting gloves off, take the armor off. But here we are putting on sunglasses. That's interesting.
You look good, you run fast.
You look good, you feel good, you run fast. That's what I remember that motto. But when I was growing up,
yeah, absolutely. I don't know that I always executed it, but I tried.
Nice little lead over there. The leadoff hitter, Perez, being a little pest to Greco, the pitcher. Not going, swung on, grounded down the third baseline, just fair. Garcia hits the ball down the left field line. Here comes Perez, rounding second, grounding third, touching third, on his way to home. He's going to score standing up. That is a double, a 2-out double for Garcia, and another run scored there by the Siege, and that's what you're looking for in that particular situation, to try to score him with 2 outs. Nice call by the third base coach, Pedro Colon. You see the swing here, nice balanced approach, out front a little bit as he sneaks it by the third baseman, just down the third baseline and out of the reach of the third baseman, Rodriguez. Great hustle by Perez, the speedy leadoff hitter, to score on that play.
It's all about the sunglasses, right? Puts them on, gets the speed.
We talked about how he was running faster. I'm sure he would run faster with the glasses, and that was it, the difference there, I'm sure. That'll bring up the third hole hitter, Brian Colon. Now his dad bit down there coaching third base. Wants to have a quick conversation with him. Now the winning run there sitting at second base. Oh, his dad's going to go right by him. How about that? Here's his son, Bryant, going down. Okay, my dad wants to talk to me. Yeah, he runs right by him. Heading into the dugout. The umpire's going to have a conversation. Not sure exactly what this conversation is all about.
The umpires, they like to huddle and try to get it right, though.
That's the most important thing, I think, without the ability of replay. We have the replay. They don't. And so it forces the umpires to have a conversation. And maybe they're checking the mercy rule, potentially.
Yeah.
If you're sitting there with 7, it should be 8 runs, right? After the
It'll be 8 after 5, so base hit here has a chance to close down this contest.
This would close it out if the runner can score from second base. Garcia can run. Colon's had a pretty good day. He's been on base 3 times. Hit by pitch, a walk, and a triple. Saw him drill the triple out to left field, left center field. First pitch swung on and missed, strike 1. Good pitch by Greco, figuring that Colon would be aggressive there. Threw a little off speed. Winning run at second base here for the Team Siege. And they try a pickoff to keep him close. He gets back in plenty of time. Watch the shortstop Andrews try to sneak in behind him, and he's keeping him close. He's making a little sign down there at second base to his pitcher, whether they want to try another pickoff move or not. And leaving a huge gap on the left side of the infield here for the hitter, Colon. Yeah, it's a ball outside for a 1-1 count. Now, usually you'll see the opposite infielder, the second baseman, holding on with the right-handed hitter in the middle of the lineup, a guy that can crush the ball to the left side.
It's a huge gap, right?
Huge gap in the infield. I'm not quite sure why they're doing this. Pulled foul down the left field line, and that's exactly why you want the second baseman doing it, not the shortstop. But Living Legends
sometimes about just learning the fundamentals as they grow up. Typically we see at this level the really good fundamental baseball where they know all the ins and the outs.
Well, usually the shortstop, too, is the captain of the infield, so he'll make that call, and coach will want him to handle everything and make sure he tries to get over into good fielding position, but he's not quite getting there.
Wow.
Ball's rocketed down the left field line, just foul again, and so see Colon making a couple of adjustments, still pulling the ball deep foul down the left field line. And again, that's where I would be shifting the outfield and the infield to that side of the diamond.
That's some great contact there, though.
Great approach here by Colon. We'll see what he can do with 2 strikes and 2 outs. Winning run at second base. And he's fouling it off again. This will go into the stands down the third baseline, so he continues to fight off some tough pitches by Greco. Angel Garcia sitting there at second base as he travels back to the bag to tag it. And he is the winning run. Had a nice double to drive in a run here just a moment ago. Drove in his leadoff hitter and middle of the lineup companion, Joel Perez. Garcia being held by the shortstop Andrews. Here is the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. will go on to the next inning as the Living Legends continue to battle themselves out of trouble. They're sitting there with a 7-run deficit, seeing if they can add some more runs here in the top half of the second.
USSSA is the stage where the nation's top sports stars shine for the country to see. On the diamond, the top baseball players are looking to be chosen by the Select 30 and compete as a team at the National Amateur Baseball Championships. In Fast Pitch, USA Elite Selected the World Fast Pitch Championships brings together premier players and teams from across the country to play for the title and continue their dream of one day playing professional softball. While Nationwide Conference USSSA hosts the stars of slow pitch softball. Take your game to the next level. Play the best. Play USSSA.
We're back, final inning of baseball here at Osceola County Stadium. Burning up the Jim Duquette. Living Legends, they starved off what could have been a run rule win, and they have fought and got the game all the way to the 7th, and obviously the final step would be a comebacker here, but obviously they need their most productive inning of the day. They've scored 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 5th, and 1 more in the 6th.
Going to need 7 runs just to tie, 8 to go ahead, and it's a daunting task when you look at it. They start off with the middle of the lineup. Number 6, Aaron Parker, will come up. He's the extra hitter. He had a nice at-bat to extend this game back in his last at-bat, drilled a double, and he can really swing the bat as their cleanup hitter, really swinging the bat well in this tournament. Jack Clark, the lefty, still on the mound as he continues to pitch. Looked like he was running out of gas there this last inning. He walked 4 guys. Only allowed 1 run, though, in the top half of the 6th. Made his pitches to get out of it, including a double play ball. And there's that first pitch fastball to get ahead in the count, 0-1.
Clark's really battled today, hasn't he?
He has battled. I'll tell you, Bernie, it's been impressive. It looked like he had lost it there for a while. His pitch count up into close to 70 now. There's the curveball, grounded foul. You know, that mix, sometimes you have to figure out the right way to call pitches, and, you know, he wasn't shaking off guys. He threw that last time, I think it was to Parker, threw 3 straight curveballs. He finally drilled the 3rd curveball past the center field into left center field. But outside of that, you know, it's just been more about trying to find the release point.
It's a long, warm day of baseball in the Siege. They got to come right back for some more action later today. Both these teams will have at least 1 more game left.
Ball lifted out there to right field. Right fielder under it this time. You saw him misplay a ball earlier, but make a nice play there for the first out.
It looks like Michael Taylor out there.
Remember, Collado had moved out. I'm sorry, not Collado. Regalado, I believe it was, had moved out to right field. And I guess I was right. Collado the first time. He was out there, misjudged a fly ball. Now Coach Colon says, I'm putting Taylor out there. Taylor makes the play.
And how about Nelly Peralt? She's going all over the infield. She's now down playing 3rd at the hot corner.
She's been able to be versatile today as well. First base, catcher, 3rd base, warmed up already in the pen.
Yep.
You may not need to see her during this game. You prefer to not to use her if at all possible. Jack Clark dials in that first pitch fastball, working fast now. He's got himself into a little bit of a rhythm. Goes to the curveball for a ball 2. See him looking in for the sign just over his glove. And got his arm a little underneath that pitch for ball 3. Up and away. Got Rohan Sanguinaria at the plate. Comes back for strike 2. So just when it looks like he can't command his pitches, he comes back and makes a effective pitch to run the count to full.
Is that just the age sometimes?
Sometimes it's the age. That's the inconsistency you see at this age group. You see ball 4 just missing. That up and down that you get from
the
pitchers at this
repeated
age.
motion, is that
hard release? This is a release point with him. He's got a good delivery, good sound delivery, but it looks like, you know, the fatigue factor starts to settle in as he gets up there in the pitches, and that release point is elusive. It's not a huge difference between a ball and a strike, but when you're fatigue sometimes is a difficult issue. You see him spinning off there as well. So a little bit of not finishing his pitches on that one. Also falling off towards the third base side. There's a couple things there you want to clean up to be more consistent.
Pitch to Gabe Rodriguez is way outside. Legends, a huge inning here in the 7th, but they are still alive. Red Sox in the stadium. They'll play our next game. Scheduled for about 3 minutes from now, so obviously it's not going to start quite on time. Team Dynasty, they're there as well. Those are the 2 favorites to make it to the championship game. Out of that side of the bracket, it looks like Siege and the Banditos will be the favorites on this side.
Banditos had an impressive game yesterday. Siege been doing a nice job here as we fly through the tournament. Next 2 days, tomorrow and Sunday, be broadcast on CBS. You and I will be involved calling those games, along with
the talented Olivia Stacy.
Talented Olivia Stacy. Weather report. You see the current weather report for the weekend? Is it about the same, about like it is today, hopefully?
The good news is it's the isolated showers. It says 4 o'clock for tomorrow, which with a 1:30, knock on wood, second game, we may be out of the, hopefully in the clear by the time 4 o'clock comes. No, just got a chance to talk to Mark Grant, who has directed some of our games in the past. He's in town doing arena football on the CBS Sports Network, a game that follows us right from the Amway Center downtown Orlando. So he's hoping that we can keep things moving along.
Keep it moving, right.
Big pitch.
Strike 3 called on Gabe Rodriguez. Takes a full count fastball right down the middle, and the Siege now 1 out away from winning this game. That's a pretty good pitch there by Clark. You see that fastball. Oh, way to frame it back there. Catcher, terrific job. Perfect pitch. First pitch to Mikey Marks is a call to strike. So, again, you see some of the mechanics there with Clark. It was eluding him earlier. Then he's found it again, finishing his pitches well, not pulling off. There's a nice breaking ball for strike 2. And, again, not spinning off towards third base. He's more directional as he lands towards home. And, well, surprise, he's able to throw a better strike. Just missed with the breaking ball. Clark going back to the breaking ball there with 2 strikes. He's 1 strike away from finishing this ball game up, a 12-5 lead for his team, Siege.
Did he go? No.
Just a bit high. Nice job by Marks to lay off. And the next pitch is outside for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. So the runner should be going here, and play may end up being at first base here. Clark was ahead of the count. Now he's at the full count. He throws over. Rohan at first, Marks at the plate, trying to keep this game going here for the Living Legends. And it's inside, and it hits him for a hit by pitch. It would have been ball 4 anyway, and so now the runners are on first and second and 2 outs. Marks makes a jog down to the first base. And you see again, here's the pitch. And he just pulls it, yanks it in towards the hitter for a hit by pitch, and Marks doesn't like it. Doesn't feel good when you get hit by a pitch.
Yep.
And that'll bring up Kevin Andrews, a shortstop, with 2 outs. So they continue to battle and stay in this thing.
They love the 2-out rally, don't they?
They get down to their last strike, their last out, and can't seem to knock them out, Team Siege. And it's the nice thing that we've seen with the Living Legends here.
You get the boxers on the Team Siege. You know, you'd think that the
yeah, the knockout punch hasn't been delivered yet, has it? And ball just gets fired in from the stands. We appreciate the ball being returned, maybe not during the middle of the game, but we'll take it. And those balls are expensive. Yeah, she had a pretty good arm there, chucking it from the top.
We'll tell him next time.
May put her on the mound.
Yeah.
There's a pitch up and away. Ball 1, 1-1. Good athlete here, Kevin Andrews. Done a nice job there at shortstop. He takes a strike down the middle for strike 2. Now that's where you'd like to have back. It's hard if you're a hitter and you see him all over the place, and then he throws one right down the middle. It almost surprises you as a hitter. And he's 1 for 3 on the day.
Beautiful.
Strike 3 called. And that's it. Finally, they were able to make the final out, and it finished the game for Team Siege.
12-5 the final. Red Sox and Team Dynasty next on the field. It's going to be about 20-30 minutes before we start play. Team Siege, they're moving on. They're going to face the Banditos with another opportunity to pick up a win.
Well, Siege, tremendous job there overall, offensively. Scored runs in every inning but 1. 12 runs total, 11 hits. And you look at